Everyone to another more Linux live work stuff and so on. Here live compiling some Thunderbird actually. As per the previous video, also not OBS Studio but Thunderbird. Let's see how this is going. The recurring viewers, so this is the this is a more live channel. If you recently subscribed due to some FPGA stuff, then probably you want to rather subscribe to the more mainstream channel, because this is a more live random stuff at work and IT news and security stuff. So rocking here the AMD 3950X. Welcome everyone. How are you doing? Huge upgrade. Also previous videos, AMD 3950X. This is running in a new amazing case and a new amazing fan and stuff, but videos coming soon. So no longer thermal throttling and finally getting the full power, optimizing the performance. So over the constrained mini ITX stuff, 13% faster, so much I can already say. But the previous video I wanted to update Thunderbird. Also, by the way, studio lighting, DIY studio lighting coming live to you from a disassembled LED light bulb that was broken. So here's a broken, not making this up. This is some, what was it, even 12, 16 watt IKEA garbage. Also a year ago, disassembly stuff, I finally found the time. So this, whatever is broken here, so it's running from a lab power supply. So no idea, maybe the lighting is slightly better, maybe not. Leave me in the comments below. Trying to upgrade here the channel with all DIY means possible. So in the previous video you saw, and I can actually show you this, that you learned something at home. Also, there's my other cool retro terminal stuff of this time. And what is really hilarious are two things. So in the previous video you might have seen the build error, and my grief here, this is a little bit of a report of when people tell me on Reddit or this YouTube channel I'm only ranting and whatever. I'm really sorry to say a lot of modern stuff is really just crappy, and I'm not making this up. So this bloody Thunderbird stuff wasted probably 30 minutes of my precious lifetime for no good reasons, just modern build. By the way, audio is working. Do we have anyway, so in a previous video 1, 2, 3 weeks ago, or whenever that was, when we wanted to this, you have probably seen this build errors, and since then, because why do I even bother? The problem is somehow the Thunderbird that I sometimes use on the Linux desktop for email hangs. It starts, it works. So actually, so this build was working. I have no idea what's wrong with this bloody piece of monstrous, humongous code garbage. It works for some 20 seconds and then it freezes. And I could debug this, but whatever. It's a Thunderbird version of yesteryear anyway, so should also update this. The update now, of course, using the latest Firefox-based code base with Rust. And also, yes, this AMD 3950X, and this is scrolling so slow because modern build system, this is probably outputting some escape stuff of this fancy build status update of building tier, whatever. So yeah, not making this up, scrolling here, navigating in less, and it's like as fast as a terminal on a 386 modern software. Goodness, can we also eventually stop uncontrolled scrolling? So yeah, whatever. Also, you see this in the log. So actually the log here, you see this is, I'm not making this garbage up, scrolling, and that's not the retro vintage terminals fault, and maybe it's less fault, but it's also the fault of this bloody build outputting so much escape nonsense. Anyway, so I couldn't, for the sake of someone, figure out what is the error here. Documenting this here for you to learn something. So finished, it's even saying here finished release. So actually I should have, one clue, I probably would have saved 30 minutes if I would have trusted this finished release optimized target in 10 minutes 25 seconds. That's how long it takes on this AMD 3950X. I should have trusted this more, because I was actually wondering about this Rust messages, and are we even, by the way, we could actually probably set this up so that we see the output there. And I was googling, also not this, let me close this. I was actually checking here, so I thought this Rust is too new, because we here with this rolling release source distribution, we certainly are rocking very latest Rust version, because that's what we waste our electrons and CPU cycles on. And then you think, yeah, not building Thunderbird with Rust 138. Also, yeah, Rust is so amazing that every other month this fancy new Rust code doesn't build anymore because random upstream changes, and then won't fix because we will not raise the build requirements. So I was actually poking in Gentoo and patch here for build for Rust 138, whatever, but that didn't apply, and then another 30 minutes later. And it turns out this was such a trivial thing. The only thing is I can still show you this. And you will not believe what the actual error is. So there you see all the 20 years of experience doing this with Rock Linux and now T2, and why I'm really getting increasingly old men yelling at the cloud, because this is so, it's like, I think I have a button for that, right? Does it even work? Let's see. Didn't really hear. This is so hilarious. So not only, of course, it's using make files, I think at least, but with some Mach, build Python, whatever stuff, and certainly soon they use Manson and certainly Cargo anyway. And so going here into this release, this debug environment that T2 is using is some lightweight change root sandbox stuff. Change routing here into Thunderbird and maybe object dir or something, yeah. And if we run this Mach stuff here, Mach, this is already giving a little bit away. So normally you run this with Mach build, also maybe not entirely on camera because there. No build what? Or did we like that here build wherever? And this most likely, not really sure if I already, because I don't really remember what I've finished 30 minutes ago, but maybe not. Why does it say? So now it says somehow, why does it say that? No, so normally this, previously I slightly wonder why it's saying that now. Or is it already? Anyway, the issue is, I think previously it has only shown this when I run this with Mach, with verbose 1 and not sure which of those, verbose 1 or quiet 0 something, one of those. And there you see this modern build systems. First of all, each project like Manson and Mach and Chromium is using depot tools or whatnot, which are also, fun fact, we eventually need to package. And yeah, this is not in the log, right? So I wasted 30 minutes. I actually probably, to be honest, over the past weeks, I probably wasted way more than 30 minutes. There you see, where's all the time running and you manage nothing. Modern open source infrastructure, and then people tell me like Rust is amazing, Cargo is amazing, pulling everything out of the internet, doing random stuff here, and then Rust is too new and Cargo is too new. So yeah, anyway, I'm not sure why it's showing this now, but yeah, this is the actual thing, recognized assembler, unrecognized option -pick for position independent code, that you can have this in shared libraries, for example, and not linked to a static address. And this rang a bell, like, wait a second, I don't remember this. Well, there was something with Firefly, right? So there you see, wasting my time here over and over again. Of course, what I do then with T2, I remembered I've done there something similar with Firefox, because of course it is the same code base, just that Thunderbird is lagging some generations behind Firefox. And sure enough, like, yeah, right, so AS, so yeah, something there you see, modern build systems, and then of course it is using, it's using the variable AS that usually you set for the assembler and in the T2 build environment to make ourselves easy to automate all the stuff. By default, AS is set to the GNU or LLVM assembler, and yeah, 2019 or so, of course they use this assembler and they want to assemble with either NASM or YASM or maybe even GCC, because yeah, this is what is building here now. I have no idea if this will fix this, or did I already, we could actually maybe, so what is running here live on this channel, and we are streaming 10 minutes. Let's see how this goes. Also, Here my slightly revised activity thing, and in previous videos this was too long with the 32 threads of the AMD Ryzen 3950X, so I've changed the code a little bit. This is a proof of concept hack. Not really sure. Also, you can leave in the comments below how you best want to visualize all this 32 or even more threads getting a little bit out of hands here. And yeah, unfortunately some Rust stuff also running, because of course it is not fully parallel, not multi-thread. Yeah, Rust C for only 100%, not, what is it even, not 3200 or whatever. Yeah, probably 32 threads could do. Anyway, let's wait for this single-threaded Rust stuff, because we could probably check if this AS flag, and this is the thing. So first of all, if the output, lesson learned, if the output is finished something, then probably the issue, because I was mostly studying all this Rust warnings, also 2019 or 2020, hundreds of Rust warnings, because if this is finished, if this is printing finished, release build, whatever, then probably the error is somewhere else. And then turn on verbose stuff or disable quiet stuff, because each and every one is using other variables for this stuff. As if, anyway. Let's see, Thunderbird, we can probably check this with, first of all, mach build. Does it still print this out? Ah, yeah, there you see. Yeah, somehow running this. This is strange. Why would it? Ah, no, here's the unrecognized option. We could actually check really if it was in the log var IDM logs. Thunderbird, while we still wait for Rust Thunderbird. I actually saved the backup here just to show you this, because otherwise when we have the T2 build running, the log is overwritten. I'm pretty sure it's not here. fpic. Hello? No, it's only there with GCC fpic, not the... So yeah, the build error is not there, so thumbs up for this amazing build message infrastructure stuff. And then, not really sure why it's running this with mach here. So anyway, let's maybe unset, what did we do? Actually, we export AS equals, it was probably CC. Let's see if this continues here. No, it doesn't. It could, however, be it's still using that there, so maybe it saved it also. Yeah, modern build system and infrastructure. Maybe it saved this variable in some mach cache something, or actually GNU, maybe even configure cache, or what do they? Sometimes they use cache, and sometimes they now use, what was it? Cache or log? Whatever. I saw some packages that don't use cache, but something else. Anyway, or status, config status, something of that sort. Yeah, so probably that's somewhere in there. We should have the result here in a moment. That is why I started the build in the beginning, not only to document this build time. Also, yeah, really said that this Rust stuff is not more parallel. But yeah, not basing on LLVM CLang, doing everything themselves, like not outputting regular binaries, not LTO equals whatever. So yeah, thanks for that, mate, there of knowing everything better. Cargo, Rust, recurring, yeah. But yes, I understand some people find it amazing, some people agree with me, that is life, unfortunately. Let's see, so here, if you want to know anything else, leave in the comments below. Otherwise, I hope you learned something. We should have a result in a second. Yeah, making email easier, except when it doesn't. And G-Crust, yeah, amazing. But you also would wonder if those people who work on this on a daily basis, this code base so large, I would not even want to work on such a code base. Once, when our code base is not as large, neither the OCR nor ExactScan or yeah, something else. But I once worked on a Windows code base when I was a student, 15 years ago, approximately. 15 years ago, I worked on a Windows code base of some computer-aided design stuff, and that was as annoying. That was, what was it even, Pentium 400 something. Maybe the senior programmers coders had some Pentium 2 600 or gigahertz. I as a student, I had some, I don't know, Pentium 2 whatever, 400 or whatever, Windows whatever that was, 2000 or something of that sort, and it was not amazing. Hey, I think maybe we finished the actually test passes. So yeah, defining AS to the compiler, because that is what the AS assembler variable is for, or push the no such file directory. Yeah, okay, so we made some progress, except that we still previously, so this error is gone. Now we have the next issue, not even sure. So that is just updating our stuff here for Thunderbird. Previously I couldn't do this because previously it wouldn't compile. I just committed it because I always hope that someone else wants to do this. Push, do we have this here? Or push, pop. That was anyway in CMonkey, shared Mozilla, push, pop. We have here, so register, maybe it is libdir something. Okay, maybe this register we don't need anymore. This is good old-fashioned Netscape derived stuff. Still here though, not here though. Push diesel Mozilla conf, it's line 97. Did this? Yeah, I'm also not the greatest fan that when you maybe hit Ctrl+C or delete something, that is also instantly changed in the history. CMonkey Mozilla conf, what was it, 97 or something of that sort. Yeah, it's that though. What would this Mozilla, or just where would this? So Mozilla register components. Maybe we maybe this Firefox is removing this again, overwriting this. This could be Firefox. So probably we could remove this, delete this generic code, because if no, all the packages don't need it anymore. Register. Yeah, this is disable legacy component. Maybe I've for ages also not updated CMonkey. If that still exists, I have no idea. So just override that there. Yeah, also shell, this is also funny. In previous times this was not necessary. This is some bash 3 or something, like really a decade ago, that they made this parsing stuff more strict, and now you can't have some empty statements anymore. It's also a little bit hilarious. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, then this probably compiles. I should probably give this another try and see if all the T2 additional generic Firefox Netscape derived Mozilla magic stuff still works now. Yeah, build time, you have seen this, probably the live stream is going 90 minutes. Yeah, so with talking, yeah, some 15 minutes for this. Mostly actually 6 minutes or so wasted of serial Rust stuff. Otherwise, yeah, pretty amazing. Hope you learned something and enjoyed this. Again, this is a more random channel, and otherwise the more mainstream channel. And I hope to see you soon for all the next random stuff and videos and live streams to come.